March 17th, 2020. It is St. Patrick's Day, a day when the Irish and everyone affiliated to the Irish feel the need to inebriate themselves, to lubricate themselves, to find any method in which they can inject themselves with alcohol and other foreign substances. But not this year. There is no St. Patrick's Day. It's off the calendar. It only exists in your mind and in your heart. So what do we do on this day? On this sacred 17th of March, 2021? Do we think about past celebrations of St. Patrick's Day? Do we yearn for newfound freedom now that our curfew has been extended a whole 90 minutes? Or do we celebrate something truly worth celebrating? 366 days ago, I metaphorically laid down on a hospital gurney. I placed my bird-like legs in stirrups. There was let's say, a hypothetical doctor that planted themselves right in between me and themselves. And what I proceeded to do was give birth, a very quick birth. Only a few hours worth of work went into this birth. And pushing from my loins was this very show. 366 days later, the question is, what do we celebrate? We celebrate the 1-year anniversary of At Home with James. I am James, you are you. We are here for a very special episode because anyone who has been watching this show over the course of the past year knows that I will do anything and take any opportunity to celebrate, whether it's Halloween, whether it's Christmas, whether it's birthdays, whether it's 50th episodes, 150, 175, 200, I will celebrate, but there is truly no greater celebration than tonight. Now, if you had asked me 366 days ago, James, do you think you'll still be doing the James at Live program? The answer would have been no. Truly no. I did not anticipate that 1 full year later, I would be sitting on my tiny bony behind talking to you through the information superhighway that the cool kids call the internet. Because a year ago this time, not only did I have this little show, this was kind of an add-on to an otherwise wonderful existence. I was, much like all of you, relaxing, shall we say, into the newfound ways brought to us by our good old friend COVID-19. But I thought, you know what? Hey, this will be a handful of months, maybe a year. I've got a lot to be happy about. I've got my successful wrestling promotion that I produce shows with on a monthly basis at Fafun Electric that legions of dedicated fans come to and support. I'll be back to that in no time. Oh, I've also got a number of jobs at a thriving improv center. And hey, I've got myself a lovely relationship that I thought was going well. But piece by piece, the bricks of the Jenga tower began to be pulled one after the other until finally only one brick was left standing. And that brick is this show. So what you're watching right now, what you're experiencing right now, if you are a new viewer or if you are a loyal viewer, you're watching someone hanging on by a thread. But I would like to think that this thread that I hang on to, that I swing back and forth to and fro, you, the people that decide to spend your Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James, you are the ones holding that thread that I ever so precariously hang on to. Now, when it comes to intros, it's a solid 7.5 out of 10. But I cannot credit just the audience for being a support system in which I find myself standing on. There is a vast, and when I say vast, it's truly an understatement, a vast group of contributors, friends, well-wishers, and family-like people that make this show go round. And many of them will be on the show tonight. Now, I couldn't fit everyone on. That would have been too much, as Granny likes to say. But there is a real collection of clowns and jokers coming on tonight, and they're going to make fun of me. You don't think I know? I know what they got planned. They're going to talk about everything from this to that to the other, but I'm prepared. Maybe I got something to give to them, right? Anything could happen tonight. So why wait? Let's get into it, one segment after the other. We're going to start with a panel, but in order to really have ourselves a successful panel, right, we need to have panelists. So let's welcome the following people, true greats in the world of At Home on Twitch. Let's welcome not only Andy Assaf, not only Steph Mercier, not only Taylor McMillan, but Dimitri, Kyres as well. Let us open the gates and let the dogs out. Let us begin. Everyone is here. Everyone looks happy. Everyone is smiling. So let's do some really proper introductions. Right beside me, not only is he an improviser, you can see him in a variety of product placement commercials. He's also a tech on this show. He's drinking what looks to be an Irish beer. Andy Assaf. Andy, how's it going?
Good, James. Thank you for having me. I am at the on the boards tonight, ones and twos, and happy to be here. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Wonderful. Right next to Andy, she is a writer. She is a comedian. She is a true practitioner in the art of dance. It is Steph Mercier. Steph, how's it going?
Hi, James. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor. Congratulations on 1 year of...
Well, congratulations to you. This is something we all share. Directly beneath Andy and myself, he is also a technical director on the show. He is also a writer and an improviser. He does this and a bit of that. He's Dimitri Kyres. Dimitri, hello.
Hi, James. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to be a part of this momentous occasion.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. Directly beside Dimitri is, again, another improviser, a fashionista, and someone who has decided to not opt in on joining the Little Waves. It's Taylor McMillan. Taylor, how's it going?
Hey, just as a fashionista, Little Waves are out, so.
Okay, well, let's get into it. First, I want to thank you again all so much for being here. We don't do the panel too often, but I'm so glad that we're doing it with a true collection of greats right here on the show. Guys, it's been a year. Any thoughts? Wow, that's really depressing that I put this big effing thing together.
Can I have a goddamn moment?
My heart out in front of all these people. And I'm okay, guys. Any thoughts? No one's got anything to say. I heard someone smack their lips.
James, I was checking the levels, so.
Okay, Andy's off the hook.
Good.
I've got a thought. It's been a pretty weird year. Unprecedented is a word that I think we've heard way too much. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everybody will have stories and feelings in their road of how they got here and how their year has gone. But for me anyway, it's been a year of like reevaluating the priorities and like refiguring out like what's important to me, because essentially we took all those things that make up your identity and then just took those things away. So you needed to figure out who the fuck you were again. Sorry for cussing, James. I get one freebie.
Well, right before all the cursing, there was a very adult answer.
And then it got non-adult.
Yeah, it sounded like something you'd hear on any news telecast over the past year.
Telecast.
Move on.
You like that?
Else.
You like that use of telecast? Well, Steph, let's go to you.
Telethon.
The past year, thoughts and feelings.
I had so much fun for a lot of it. The pressure of not having to do anything was awesome. And then I got bored and got a job, and I don't recommend working, guys. Not for me.
Well,
if I've learned anything this year is work, not for this one.
Well, okay, let me shift gears here. Taylor, you quit your job during COVID. I don't know if I've ever known you to be happier. Thoughts on the past year?
I have never been happier. I totally second that emotion, Steph. Like, working is stupid. And I will never feel ashamed for sucking on the government teat ever in my life. I'm going to try to prolong it as long as humanly possible. It's fucking great.
Yeah, can I say that I have been a perpetual government teat sucker for various points of my adult life, and once you get a taste for it, you keep going back for more.
Yeah.
Now, okay, speaking of teat suckers, let's go over to Andy Assaf. Andy,
I knew this was coming.
You knew it was coming, yeah. Take us through the past year.
Well, as you and many of the audience knows, James, that I moved to Toronto in 2019. And that year was a year of me going back to Montreal very frequently, like a child gripping their old blankie. And 2019's pandemic forced me to not do that as much and actually stay here. And it's been very sad that I haven't been able to visit specifically you, James, and all the friends here on this. Oh, well, except for you, Taylor, you're in Vancouver. But if you were in Montreal, you as well. And so that's been sad. That's been my biggest, like, what I feel like I've missed out on this year was going back as often as I did in 2019.
Well, we'll get you back. You've had a couple secret visits that I continue to accidentally expose on the show. Yeah, illegal visits.
Blowing up my spot.
It's nice to know that I'm not the only bad boy that graces the screens of people watching Twitch. Now, of course, I'd be remiss if I did not, again, bring up that it is St. Patrick's Day. I insisted before the show began that everyone get a drink. Andy, what are you drinking?
Well, of course, fitting to the holiday, I'm drinking Guinness. I felt like, really honoring my quarter Irish side.
Okay. Now, Steph, what are you enjoying this evening?
I am drinking a sour beer.
Yum.
Matches my shirt.
Okay, you got a sour beer. Let's go to our young friend Dimitri. Kyres, what are you sipping on tonight, Dimitri?
I'm having an Irish Rolling Rock paired with a bottle of Jameson.
Okay, so we're, as the kids say, double fisting.
Buddy, I'm 2 drinks deep. I'm actually getting, I'm chugging. I'm getting there.
I want to know who's going to get wasted tonight. Finally, Taylor, I know what you're drinking. It's got probably one of the sexiest names of a drink that anyone could ever ask for at the SAQ, or if you're from Ontario, the LCBO.
Thank you.
You've got a...
Dude.
Yeah, I don't like the way that you said that. Has anyone else here ever enjoyed a nude?
Oh, I don't know what that is. Is that a Vancouver-only dish?
I've drunk it in the nude.
Oh, well, that's a nice depressing thought. In or out of the bath?
Both.
Both, yeah, why not? Okay, look, guys.
Go in,
We've exchanged our pleasantries. Periodically, we get fan mail on this show that goes into the at-home mailbag. Now, I've been sifting through stuff, and for the first time ever, I've really curated the mailbag. And because this is such, a ceremonious night, and because so many of you like to ride the line of adult content, tonight's mailbag is actually 18 and over.
Mamma mia.
So it's a series of adult-themed questions. Now, I went through these and my cheeks went beet red. Are you guys ready to hear some of these questions?
Well, if your cheeks went beet red, James, then imagine how we're going to look in a minute.
Well, that couldn't have been
cheeks,
said with...
James?
Couldn't have, yeah, it was all 4, both of my face cheeks and my ass cheeks. I could feel them getting redder and redder in my seat. I burned a hole. It was scorched
like
earth.
a Rockwell painting.
Yeah, well, I'm not familiar. So are we ready to hear about some of these questions? And of course, at any moment, you guys can feel free to jump in and add on to answers. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Taylor, the first question is actually for you.
Well,
this is very much apropos based on the drink that you're enjoying. This question comes from apparently an avid watcher named Tiffany Dondero. Taylor, are you ready?
Hit me.
Great. Okay, so it goes as follows. Hi, Taylor. To begin, I love your appearances on James at Home. Well, that's not the name of the show. It continues to say, also, let the record state, not only do I admire your taste in juicy couture fashion, but I own a set of my own. Now, I know that you have known James for a number of years, and I just have to ask, what is with this guy? Specifically, what's with James's deal with things that are, quote, sexy? whether it's, quote, casual sex rooms or, quote, if Christmas is sexy, or things, quote, being too sexy in general. Is this guy some type of weirdo guy or what? What a way to start things off. Thanks,
Tiffany,
Tondero.
I can tell you're a woman of taste, obviously, Juicy Couture. And I've done a lot of analyzing about this because James seems utterly fixated on whether or not things are sexy. And I've come to kind of realize that I think it's because James thinks that so many things are sexy. He's just trying to read the room. Like, am I a weirdo here? And then he plays it off like, no, I don't think it's sexy. No. He doth protest too much. That's what I've decided.
All right. Okay. So would anyone else like to chime in on this answer? Steph, you look like you've got something to say. Do you?
Is James a weirdo?
I believe the question was, is this guy some type of weirdo guy?
Yeah, obviously. I spent 6 months trying to bang him on the show, and he said no repeatedly. So,
well, does that make me the type of guy who's a weirdo guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Steph? I want to have sex with Steph.
Well, okay. Well, Andy is nodding in a lot of agreement. Andy, what do you think?
I just want to ask, in the question, there was a reference to casual sex rooms. Is this something you frequent, James?
No, I don't frequent casual sex rooms.
Okay.
Saima Ahmed, who's been just a great guest on this show, we have discussed the idea of parties and the best types of parties, worst type of parties. I one time brought up that I think that there tends to be a room that is the designated casual sex room.
Well, James, knowing you personally, I don't think you would go into a casual sex room, for the record. However, when I first met you, you do present as the guy running the casual sex room.
Oh, can I understand why?
You like, you'd walk in and you'd be the one who's like, telling everyone there's the refreshments, here are the tissues, here are the prophylactics, but the guy who's kind of running things similar to how you're running this panel.
Okay, well, I could not disagree more. Dimitri, you're shaking your head. I'd like to think, here's someone who's finally going to be on my side before we do that. Dave Jansen's, thank you in the chat. Happy 1-year anniversary. I appreciate it. Dimitri, let's go to you.
Yeah, I know James. James is a guy of creature of habit. He knows what he likes. And I think when he asks if something is sexy, it's because he genuinely is wondering if that thing is sexy, because he only believes one thing is sexy. Like, he has an idea of what is sexy in his mind. And off the top of my head, it's like a sports car with some kind of old school rock playing. And there's some kind of like cleaning of the car going on with not lots of clothing being worn. And then
I cleaning the car?
It doesn't matter. I think you like wetness, fast old cars, old school rock, and fast food. So if this person was like eating a big burger and like sauce is coming down, I think you would think that was sexy.
You're describing Jessica Simpson in like a Burger King commercial.
Yeah, that was
right. That's right. Yeah, James loved that.
Now he's wondered if he was cleaning the car in this sexy fantasy that he would have.
I would rather clean the car.
He'd rather be the car.
If that gets you going, James, then I say more power to you.
Look, I love fast food and I love classic rock. Taylor, it sounds like you want to chime in here.
I am agreeing with everything that's going on.
Well, you know what I would agree to? Moving on to the next
We have
question.
consensus. Yeah, we have consensus.
Yeah, we've got a consensus. Thank you, Tiffany Dondero, for that question. Okay, well, Dimitri, the next question goes to you. This is from Twitter, @DB_improv @DB_improv. Hi, Dimitri. First time, long time. It's come to my attention that you used to work in the field of writing for, well, let's just call it adult entertainment. Now, I don't want to beat around the bush. I've been known to partake in a film or two in my day. From the golden age of smut all the way down to today's easily accessible high-def content. I've seen it all. Magazines, big screens, and creamed jeans. What I want to know is this. What are some of your works of art that I might be able to enjoy on a night to myself? Keep in mind, I've seen all the greats. I wouldn't say that I'm hard to please, but I do confess to having, shall we say, a refined palate. Anyways, let me know.
Right.
Who is this, James? DB?
This is at DB Improv Lord.
Okay.
DB Improv Lord. Well, that's a fantastic question, and thanks for well, braving Twitter and asking such a question. I think that sexuality and being open with it is such a faux pas. People are scared to talk about it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's 2021. Be yourself, be happy, explore that. So, I mean, to get into the question, would you like to know what some of my work that's out there?
I think he talked about not beating around the bush, which is all that he did. He wants to know what pornos you wrote.
Right. Well, I've had the honor of writing an enormous amount of pornos. Many of them are readily available if you pay a subscription. So there is a paywall, but I could shoot off some titles for you if you'd like. Of course, there's the AVN nominated film The Pulse.
Which you were snubbed. You were snubbed, right?
Yeah, I was snubbed. Hot Tiki Babes 8 beat me out for best comedy script, so I didn't get my AVN in the end. But life is long. Who knows? Maybe I'll find another opportunity.
At-home awards are this Friday. You might walk away with a Golden James.
Oh, is there an adult film category at the?
No, there wasn't, but there is now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lifetime achievement in pornography writing.
I'm really curious to see who my competitors are. But another one of my scripts that I wrote was fucking his way into the USA.
Oh, that's classy.
That's a good one.
Is it a Bruce Springsteen parody?
Yeah, it was a Bruce Springsteen parody porn.
It
He
had-
goes,
I think I've seen it.
yeah,
It had a
It
great
ends-
open
it-
borders message.
yeah, it ends in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a real blue collar porno for your everyman. I got another one. It was titled Happy Masturbation Month, which was a one that I did for Masturbation Month, and it was very informative.
Wait,
And
there's
pretty-
a month?
Pretty sure there's a whole month dedicated to masturbate, or it might be a week or a day.
There's no nut November, so this is kind of like the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know that well, let's say just some of us on this panel celebrate a whole month long. But anyway, without getting into it, James, it was very cool. We did a thing where this gentleman was watching a film that was very informative about masturbation, and then the person who was the instructor in the film comes out of the screen like Videodrome style, and I'll let you use your imagination of what happens next.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that. Coming in from the chat, courtesy of Sid Rock, who's here later on. He says every month is Masturbation Month. Andy, I'm sure you'd agree.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to include everyone else in this conversation here. I just want to throw this around. What if Dimitri were to write an at-home porno parody?
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
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 Now, would it feature this at DB Improv Lord in a scene with a computer? Like a porno scene where one person is watching porn.
Well, and this was no thread of a lie here, James. We wanted for a while we were in the writer's room at work, we wanted to create like what people thought working at a porn company was like, but turn that into a porn, which was, and it could not be, it's not sexy at all. If anybody's wondering in the chat, it is fully a corporate office building where we're just all watching.
Yeah, it's right near Namur Metro. So you can go write porno and then go to like Harvey's or Wendy's, McDonald's or Burger King, and then buy a quart of milk at Walmart.
Or Dunn's and pay $25 for smoked meat. But anyway, in terms of a parody of At Home with James, well, I think the main star would obviously be James. But
I mean, it doesn't need to be. Let's go to the but before we get to the genius of the matter here, Taylor, any thoughts on the at-home porn parody?
I think
is there a premise? Is there a premise?
The premise is that you are like the judge, and you have to go around to all of your different contestants and be like, "Is this sexy?" And you're trying out different things and seeing what people like.
Okay, I'd like to throw into the pot. I think that it's a reverse gangbang with Sleazy Darren.
So you're the one getting gangbanged?
No. I think Sleazy Darren, or every time one person is about to engage in some type of sex act, Sleazy Darren, he woos the woman and she leaves with him.
What's a reverse gangbang?
That's where everyone. That's where because you don't see a lot of guys getting gang banged. I think sleazy Darren would be the subject.
Yeah,
You
do.
always say this,
Yeah, you
James. There's
do,
not
buddy.
enough.
Dimitri, you're
Not
the
enough of
expert
that.
here. Dimitri, you're the expert.
Buddy, we're all experts here except for you. I mean, like,
Okay, so sleazy Darren. Yeah, okay, Steph.
I think it happens in this room for sure. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the porno. This is it.
Okay.
And yeah, it features, and I think we might win an award for the new act of a reverse gangbang.
See, this is the thing. A couple weeks ago, I had someone on this show after the show ended. They said, "Oh, James, you were funny tonight. Like I never have good ideas." So let the record state, the reverse gangbang, that's my idea, and I also don't think I even won credit for it.
can I make a suggestion? Not to belabor this, but I do find it really tickles me. Andy, would it be possible to bring up, and I will ask you guys, who do you think would play James in the porn parody of this?
I want to see Johnny Sins.
Yeah.
Who? Johnny Sins?
Yeah. If not him, play Mark Rowland, who's also in this.
Now, the idea of Johnny Sins sounds like a guy that would have opened up for Korn.
I mean, possibly.
Great. Nobody cares about my Korn references.
No,
James,
awful.
He would open up his body for.
No, it sounds like he's like a rap. He sounds like a rap rocker.
This movie's getting more exciting by the second.
I'll tell you this much. For the first time ever, I talk about a recent musical act. I'm not here talking about Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young or Joni Mitchell. Tonight,
Korn is a recent musical act?
It is in my world. Look, let's move on. How about let's just move on?
I think that James would be played by Jordi El Nino.
James, what if this porn was also in VR?
No.
What?
Look, we're gonna move on to the next question because
All
there's still two more to go, and if we go down this rabbit hole, this is gonna be some porno show. Now, this next question, Steph, this one goes out to you. Are you ready?
I am. I can't shake that image of someone opening up for porn.
Great, yeah. Well, let's try our best. Although things might get better before they might get worse before they get better. Steph, this next question comes from Crystal Tremblay, and she's writing on behalf of Blogspot 514. Hi, Steph. Big fan and supporter of yours. I'm about to launch my brand new website, Blogspot 514, which profiles some of the best and brightest that the city has to offer. From what's popping off to cool art all the way down to the dampest bar in the city, we're covering it. I wanted to ask you, what do you think the best neighborhood to eat ass is in Montreal? Heck, I would even settle for the worst neighborhood. James can participate too if he's man enough.
I had a feeling that was going to be the question, and I am thrilled. The best neighborhoods. Okay, so there's a place I personally love to eat ass and get my cornhole.
Oh, Mamma mia.
Or you open up
Mamma
for
Mia is
corn,
right.
yeah.
That was so filthy it turned Dimitri Italian.
By the Olympic Stadium. Oh,
The P9 area?
yeah, like by the Biodome and the Olympic Stadium. There's a lot of like nice nooks and crannies, and I like to eat ass in a place that reminds me of an ass crack. So around that building is a great spot.
Okay, so just so we're clear, you're saying the P9 area is the ass crack of Montreal?
Yeah.
Now, I would have gone with maybe TMR because I imagine the butts are quite clean.
Well, maybe we're after different things, James.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, Taylor, you haven't lived here in a while. Any neighborhoods that pop into your mind?
I definitely think, I'm going to, once again, second with Steph. I think Biodome is a great place. It's very humid, which is really nice.
Oh, my God.
It's in a nice natural environment.
Wildlife
There are
around.
animals there. Maybe
Yeah.
they join in.
Yeah, you can pick up a little flower at the botanical gardens before you have humid analingus.
Yeah.
You feel connected to the animal kingdom.
You know, I can't say for certain that this is what Thomas Barnwell in the chat is agreeing with. He wrote, wow, sad. I think it's probably about this whole P9 thing. Dimitri, how about you? You're a true muncher.
Yeah, the only place I think for me would be at the Lookout overlooking the city. And you're
Romantic.
just right over the bars, and you got nice
Oh.
fresh
Yeah.
breeze going on. I call it the I'm the king of the world. You're just right at the bow of the ship, and you're just, you know what I mean? I feel like it would be nice up there. I feel like it would be nice. Dude.
Okay, Andy, how about you? Yeah, we'll go to Andy, then we'll go back to Steph on this. Just the topic that's gotten the most engagement in 366 days. Andy,
I think the easiest answer is Westmount because they're going to own bidets. Their bums are going to be clean. So that's something that I think I would value if I was going to the ass eating center of Montreal. It's Westmount.
I think you mean the epicenter.
The
Let's go back
epicenter.
over to Steph. Yeah, Steph.
Just Westmount, too many hills. I feel like the balance would be off. That's scary to me. I would go for something flat, like the Lachine Canal in the winter when there's no water and it's all brown and dirty. And
On the canal?
Winter analingus?
Yeah, there's usually like a dirty mattress lying there, left over from years ago after they drained the canal.
Is it like a Christmas story where you get your tongue stuck?
All right, okay. That was pretty good. That might be the funniest line of all time on the show. Taylor, let's quickly go to, how about the worst neighborhood?
The worst neighborhood. It's got to be like the Plateau. I feel like there's a lot of like artsy yoga hippie types, and they just have like all their like goat hairs are dreaded.
Yeah, they're doing
All
like
right,
an
so
art
you're
display.
what I'm gauging from this is you're concerned about a coming face to face with dingleberries.
Yeah, that's it.
Dimitri, how about you? Worst neighborhood? Speaking of dingleberries.
It's so dirty. I say Oshlag and Maisonneuve.
Now, see, that's the easy answer, right? There's all the area around there. You got Tétroville. That just sounds like a place where bad things happen when it comes to butt munching.
Oh, you're gonna be eating butt there, and somebody's gonna be yelling at you while smoking a cigarette or something from a balcony.
While playing video lotto.
It wasn't the participant smoking the cigarette.
Everyone's yelling at you and smoking cigarettes.
All right, Steph, let's go to you. The worst.
Outremont.
Why?
It's too pretty to eat ass in.
Okay, so you'd feel like you were doing something inappropriate.
Yeah, if I'm going to be eating ass in public,
yeah,
I want to do it in a place where people are not looking and having a good time.
All right. Okay, that's a fair answer. Andy, let's sweet Andrew. Yeah.
I don't know if this counts as a neighborhood, but I would say Parc Jean Drapeau during Osheaga would probably be the last place I want to eat at.
Yeah, but I think what you could take someone's giant hat and put it right on top of their ass cheeks.
Yeah, but if you're like eating ass and you like City and Colors playing, like come on. Yeah, if Korn's playing, then I'm back in.
Yeah, it's a
new band like Korn. Oh,
yeah, it's a 2-night headline act with City and Color and
Korn.
Wait, I just have to say one thing about Korn. I just have to stand up for Korn. They have transitioned into being a dubstep band. This is true.
Okay, so they are fresh and new.
It 100% works.
Okay, so the days of that's over.
Someone says in the chat La Ronde, which is actually my favorite place to eat ass. Oh,
all right.
You haven't lived until
on the Monster.
Yeah, best ride to eat ass on. Yeah. I go Le Vampire.
Maybe the Boomerang, is that still there?
Well, hold on. I just getting lost in all this. Taylor, you might be the only person that comes to Korn's defense, not only on this show, but any show. We have one final question. Andrew, this question goes to you. Are you prepared?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. So, Andy, this comes from Wayne Profiterole. Hey, Andy. For starters, I'm a longtime fan of yours. We all know that you're charming, funny, and your mustache game is on point, but let's get to the real matter at hand. It's common knowledge that Dimitri is the proud owner of a true trouser snake, but you also, from what I imagine, are packing heat with some hefty meat. I know both of you have a lot in common with your sci-fi gaming, but I was curious to know if you share that as well. Peace, Wayne.
So the question,
Andy, are you
what
packing?
What's the question?
Andy, are you packing
like Dimitri?
Well, let me go back. The question says that he's got he's got a true trouser snake. But Wayne Profiterole wants to know: are you quote packing heat with some hefty meat?
I don't know how to answer this.
Well, it's a very simple question: yes or no.
Well, as someone who's lived with Dimitri, we've let's just say Dimitri. Okay, no, let's just say Dimitri is like the long career of a famous band Korn, and I'm more like the short-lived career of Fun. You know that band Fun?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Yeah, they broke up.
All right,
quickly.
so Dimitri,
I don't. Andy's okay. Look, Andy's being humble.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to expand on that?
Look, Dimitri, like you go to La Ronde for the Vampire, okay?
Oh, come on.
You don't
Okay,
go
let's hold
there
on here
for the teacups.
Fellas, okay, hold on. I need to talk to my girls. Girls time. Steph and Taylor, do you sense some modesty here amongst these young men?
No, I think they're being very truthful.
You think they're being truthful? Okay, Taylor, what do you think? Modest or not modest? Which is now a spin-off of the show.
Yeah, I definitely sense some. They don't want to appear boastful.
Mm-hmm. But you okay? So Taylor,
well, I will boast for Dimitri.
I'll
all
boast
the
for
reports
Andy.
are true. Okay.
Each have. I'm taking over, James. You each have 30 seconds to boast about each other's guns.
Oh yeah, I like that. 30 seconds seems excessive, but let's go with it. Dimitri, your time to boast about Andy's hefty meat starts now.
I think Andy is he's not cutting himself enough slack here. I think he's got a great piece. I think it's higher than he thinks. I think that he's really that. I think
Higher.
Yeah, higher. it's elevated. I think that having lived with Andy, I have never seen Andy naked. This is true. Believe it or not. But with that being said, I think he's being modest. I think he's got a great piece of equipment there.
Oh, Dimitri, that's your time. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pause you there. Andy, the same question. You have 30 seconds to boast about, quote, Dimitri's trouser snake. Is it a gardener snake or an anaconda? Your time starts now.
Well, okay, James, the ancient Greeks were known for many things. Democracy, mostly that. But they, the Mediterranean's divided. On one side is my home country of Lebanon, and on one side is the home country of Dimitri, which is Greece. And although many things don't work in Greece, one thing that definitely does is the subject in question. Mm-hmm. So, all I could say is
Andy,
everything's
I'm sorry,
bigger
that's
in
your
Texas.
time. That's your time. You snuck in with everything's bigger in Texas after going off on some type of garbled rant about Greece. Mm-hmm. Taylor, what do you think about that?
I wanted some more detail. I didn't get it.
Yeah, we didn't. Girls, let's sidebar here. Me and my girls.
Listen here. If this was a discussion between two girlfriends, we are like ultimate hype girls for our girls. Like if I was going to talk about Steph, I'm not going to. Don't even start the timer. I could.
Oh no, we're not. Yeah, no, we're not. We won't.
You know what I mean? We would be like in it. I wouldn't be like walking around the subject and be like, biggest I've ever. That's the energy I wanted to see from you two really good friends. I'm disappointed.
All right, Steph, what do you think? Do you agree with Taylor?
I agree with Taylor. I'm very disappointed in the guys. They didn't even mention how big they were. Didn't even try to make it sound like it could murder us.
Yeah. Let's jump in here. We didn't get anything about shape, color, or smell.
I wanted
color. You wanted smell?
Yeah.
I want it all. Me and the girls want it all.
Yeah. Shape, size, color, and smell. That's how we rate penises.
Great. That's also that's going to be a new spin-off show. Shape, size, color, and smell. Look, guys, we've run out of mail. Oh, the mailbag is empty. Before we let you guys go, I just want to say how really thankful I am to have you on the show tonight, but throughout the past year, and I hope we can continue doing it and have as many laughs as we did. And who knows, maybe one day we'll all get to do a show IRL, as the young tots say. and we'll get to make a crowd of people laugh.
Agreed, James.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
thank you for having us for the last year. It's been such a blast, the show.
Well, thank you.
Speaking for everyone.
James.
Yeah.
Speaking for everyone, but also myself, James. I love the show, and it's left a huge hole in my heart, and I'm sure many other performers' heart, of not being able to perform. So having this has been awesome, and I thank you for that.
Well, that's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, James.
No, don't know.
Okay, Steph, you go now.
Thank yous. I was thanking you to end the segment. Now it's the segment is ended as uncomfortable as it began.
Wait, can I say something?
Please.
Your show is the corn that fills my hole left by performing.
Now we're talking about the band corn or the food?
Food.
All right. Taylor, any last thoughts? How do you follow that up?
Have a good night.
Yeah, there we go. That's the type of good night. Andy, Steph, Taylor, Dimitri, thanks so much, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye, James.
The mailbag, one of the all-time greatest segments you could ever ask for. Folks, if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is At Home. I'm James. That was Dimitri, Andy, Steph, and Taylor. Got a nice, lively crowd tonight. Thanks for joining us for the one-year anniversary. We are going to keep things going. In 2 nights from tonight, we present the first ever at-home award ceremony to truly cap off what has been a wonderful celebration week of 1 year of this show. We're about to not only preview these awards, the cast, the nominees, but also make some bold predictions on who we think might walk away with a Golden James. In order to do that, let's welcome Jason Grimmer and Sid Rock. Sid, Jason, how's it going? Sid, let's start on your end of the world.
Hey, little cutie. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Yeah, happy 1 year anniversary. Jesus.
Look, we're in this together, and not only are you celebrating this show tonight, you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day. You've got some what we call this? I don't want to say typical, but authentic Irish garb.
It's pretty typical, I'll say. Yeah, there's a reason I thought of it. I wasn't that smart back then.
Look, we're celebrating now. Jason, welcome. How's it going?
Good. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, and congrats on a year.
Well, the pleasure's all mine. Jason, you were here on night 1 of the show 366 nights ago. Did you ever think you'd be here 1 year later on the same exact thing?
No. It's as surprising to me as it is to you. What an incredible run.
Yeah, it's like diarrhea, hot and steady.
And now we're leading up to the At Home Awards.
Yes.
Yeah. Exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's what we're gonna go with that. Now,
and I'm honored to be working with Sid on this as well. It's my partner.
Well, you know, there's no one better that I could ask. Sid is he's had a variety of titles on the show. He's been called the Sheriff, the All-Seeing Eye. He's been quoted as being Dave's best friend. He's the chief political correspondent, but he's also super knowledgeable. Sid, I can't wait to hear what you've got on tap. Jason, how much of the show have you really taken in over the past year?
Do you want like a percentage maybe?
Yeah, let's go with a percentage.
I'd say if I was guessing, 7.
Okay, that's more than I would have guessed.
Percent.
Yeah, I thought you would have said maybe like 2, so 7 is a nice treat.
Yeah.
Now, before we really get into it, I asked our previous guests, it is St. Patrick's Day. Jason, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I have a glass of red wine. A nice, I don't know what it is. I think it's a Pinot.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, purchased at a dépanneur or grocery store?
At an SAQ.
Okay, very, very nice. Sid, what are you drinking this evening?
Well, I actually finished it already, but it was a cocktail that I made because I gained a bunch of weight during COVID, like many people.
Sure.
And when I realized that, I figured the easiest thing to eliminate is alcohol. So I buy beer pretty rarely, and only in the prep for this show, I remembered that I have some liquor in my kitchen. So I made myself a quick gin gimlet cocktail.
Okay, well, I hope that we have got ourselves a little saucy because, of course, we're about to make some AHA predictions, the at-home awards that are coming up in just about 48 hours. Now, I don't want for us to have to be coy about anything. I want you to make as many bold predictions as your heart desires. Sid and Jason, are you ready?
I think so. Yeah, I am.
I'm
Great.
ready. Yes.
So this is also the first time that we're revealing any of the categories and nominees. So this is a very important moment. More to come. These just a select few. One of our awards that we're going to be giving out on Friday is the Best Tech Award. Nominees include Dimitri, Kyres, Andy Assaf, Dave Kaufman, and Carla Ma, who could not be here tonight. We appreciate Carla for all of her hard work. She is also a nominee for the Best Tech. Sid, what do you think?
Actually, this is a great occasion for me to say something that I almost forgot to say. So I'm glad this is one of the categories. You know when they say that a fighter is pound for pound the best fighter, like they're not necessarily the biggest, but considering their size, they're like the best. I say if pounds are like a metaphor for shows tech, Andy Assaf is pound for pound the best tech this show has ever seen.
Now, why?
And I say this with all due respect to everyone else.
Now, why do you say that? Pound for pound, he's the newest tech.
Okay, to me, if he doesn't win it, it's a tragedy. And again, I love all the techs here. I know some of them are in this Zoom call right now.
Yeah, the majority are, and they're looking at you with piercing eyes.
Oh yeah, so the quantity of boners, he's probably the lowest.
Yeah.
And considering how many shows he's tech, that's amazing. And when he was playing the guitar, I don't know if people realize this, but playing the guitar while bringing someone on, you effectively need a third arm to do that. And we all know Andy has 2 arms.
Now, while he isn't in the show tonight, Dave Kaufman is here. He's our backup tech. He is absolutely flabbergasted at your reasoning. We know that you and Dave have a very torrid relationship. You once referred to some of his characters as, quote, hit or miss.
Hit or miss, yes.
Jason, let's go over to you. What do you think in terms of best tech? We've got Andy, Dimitri, Dave, and of course, Carla.
Yeah. And so, again, this is a prediction of who will win, not my choice. Correct, right? Taking a look at it, I think you really have to take what kind of person you are and what you value. Do you value a good job, a job well done? It's practical. It's over with, no complaints. Or do you want to see art? So if you're thinking of you're an art person, if you value art in the presentation, you're going to look at things with different eyes. I'm going to predict that the majority of people who watch your show, James, are artists or not artists, patrons of the art.
Okay.
I'm going to take a guess that the most artful person you had doing the tech, and again, it doesn't have to be art I agree with, is Dave Kaufman.
All right, Dave Kaufman. Sid, how do you feel about that? You're probably not happy knowing that he picked Dave, your enemy.
Well, I try to put my personal feelings aside for these things. So I gotta say Jason kind of he did a very good job reminding me of what really counts. I stand by my rant that if Andy doesn't get it, it's a travesty of justice. However, the key question is, who do you think will win? And in that, if that is the actual question, I gotta say, artists aren't known for their sense of justice.
All right. Well,
so
we'll find out on Friday. We'll find out on Friday. We're going to move on to our next set of nominees for the following award, Best Musical Performance. The nominees include Chet Rankin, formerly known as Dale Bernier with My Tall Lady. We've got Dimitri Kyres with Get High, Tommy Powell with Silent Night, Andy Assaf with 1 Week, and Bubby Golda with Bubby, That's How I Survive, which was to the tune of Bon Jovi's Wanted, Dead or Alive. Sid, let's start with you.
Okay, thank you again, Jason, for reminding me of what really counts, because my personal choice is Get High. I think that's the obvious choice. However, the story behind My Tall Lady, you can't beat it, and
Right.
and stories win prizes, and that song has the best story by far.
And of course, for people who don't know the story, I told Dale he was not allowed to come on as Dale Bernier anymore. He had to take on a new name and life, and challenged him to write a country song for his girlfriend, Ariel Daru. Jason, how many of these songs are you familiar with?
Here's the things. I've heard none of these songs, James.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've seen none of these performances, but I have heard of one.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
It would be the Dale's pseudonymous pain to his delightful girlfriend. That's the one I heard about on social media.
Yep.
That's the one that had people talking.
It changed this guy's life. It changed his life.
It changed everything for him.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to change. It changed a lot of people's lives.
But we have to be clear, the award is not, if he wins it, is not going to this Dale Bernier guy. It's going to Chet Rankin.
That's fine. That doesn't matter. It's going to the area of greatness.
Okay, so we are unanimous. Chet Rankin,
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So no love for Andy's his cover of 1 Week.
Oh, that's terrible to me as an idea and as a thing that I can imagine Andy doing. So I don't know.
All right,
I've loved it. I've blown enough smoke up Andy's ass for tonight. So yeah.
He's full of smoke now in a variety of ways.
There we go.
Let's move on to our next category and group of nominees. We've got Best Birthday. We've got, of course, Carla Ma, Dimitri Kyres, Dave Kaufman, Connor Rose, and Steph Mercier-Voyer. Notable omission, mine.
What? Oh, is this Best Birthday Show?
This is the Best Birthday Show. So we've got.
I didn't know that you did those.
Yeah, we did do those. So Jason, do you want to take a stab in the dark?
Yeah, I did a little bit of work and research on that when I heard about it just now, and I'm going to have to go with.
You just did some research?
Yeah, I just did some research on it when I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say the Best Birthday Show. At this point, I have to think of who most loves their birthday out of the people you've mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're going to be excited. The audience is excited. I'm going to take a stab at this. I'm going to say Steph.
Okay. She was the first birthday episode. It was Steph's Dirty 30 back when we were still.
Right. And there was ass eating or something, and that was the one that's going to win.
Okay, there we go. So, Sid, what about you? Best birthday, we've got, of course, Steph, Carla, Dimitri, Dave, and Connor Rose, which just snuck in. It made the deadline this past Monday.
And that is a key part in my reasoning. I think they were all great birthday shows. However, when I said earlier that stories win prizes, another thing that wins prizes or really helps is recency. So I'm giving Connor the edge just because his birthday happened hours ago.
Okay, so I don't want to influence anything. I want to maybe vouch for Dave's birthday. He was the only birthday episode that featured a celebrity. American Idol contestant William Hung was on that episode.
Oh, okay.
Does that influence your decision?
For me?
Yeah.
No, not at all. No.
All right, Sid, does it influence your decision?
Here's the thing. I don't know what the process is to even determine the winner.
We're still figuring it out.
All I'll say is, celebrity endorsement is good, but you would literally have to put it in the information panel to kind of remind you, because I forgot.
All right. So apparently we'd have to remind people, but for Jason, it makes no difference that William Hung was on an episode.
I'm basically, I'm suspending belief that these shows actually happened.
All right. Well, with that said, we're going to move on to our next bundle of nominees and award. This one is for Best Dance Move. The nominees are Steph Mercier-Voyer with Twerking, Steph Mercier-Voyer with Pelvic Thrust, Steph Mercier-Voyer with Gyrating, Steph Mercier-Voyer with The Dip, and Sleazy Darren with the Sleazy Slump.
Oh. Well,
Sid, you seem blown away.
Yeah. I forgot about the Sleazy Slump.
Which for people who don't know it's literally this.
Yeah.
And sometimes he adds the Thriller dance move. So for people who don't know, his Thriller dance was not nominated.
If it was up to me, I would give it to the sleazy slump. Honestly, it has a special place in my heart. However, when you the mere mention of the award, I instantly remembered Steph's dance moves. The first on the line is the pelvic thrust. That's the one I'm putting my money on.
Yeah, well, there was the Christmas night episode in which she did a variety of these moves on her bed to varying levels of discomfort. People can't see it. She's doing it in our queue right now. Jason, who do you think is going to walk away with best dance move? Steph occupies 4 of the nominations.
Well, I think everyone loves a good comeback story. And as we know, Steph's pelvis went through hell. So basically, I think that they're going to vote Steph, they're going to vote pelvis, and they're going to vote big for anything that really featured her pelvis the most. Which one? I don't know.
Yeah. And anything else would be a travesty of justice, just like Andy not winning best tech.
Which one does she use the most pelvis in?
I would probably say the pelvic thrust.
That's what I wrote down. That's the one that's going to win.
Why? She's currently doing it. People can't see. I want to talk about the chat for a second. We have Thomas Barnwell asking, didn't the captain do a dance? I have no recollection. It's possible, but unfortunately, the nominees are final. We're going to move on to our next award. This is the best special episode. So the nominees are the at-home Christmas tree lighting, Dave Kaufman's Ruth Booth, Ringworm Awareness Night, Dave Kaufman's Naughty or Nice, or the Never Before Seen Footage special. Sid, let's start with you because I'm not convinced Jason saw those.
Oh man, I love the Never Before Seen Footage special. Really, that was awesome. One thing though, again, one thing that wins awards is movements. And hashtag Ringworm Strong is a movement. It is a state of mind.
Thank you.
And that's the winner.
And I would like to say that I currently have just a hint of ringworm right now. Jason, let's go to you. Best special episodes, hashtag Ringworm Strong.
This is an easy one, and I agree with Sid. It's the Ringworm special because it's like a movie of the week disease. You have it, continue to battle with it, continue to talk about it, even though people might have said maybe don't so much. I think that basically people are going to be screaming for it.
All right, so we've got it sounds like we got 2 in the hole for Ringworm Awareness Night. Now, this is the last category that we're going to be covering tonight. This is most outrageous moment. The nominees are live from outside of McDonald's. That was Leslie Beadle, who back in the Instagram days put a camping chair outside of the McDonald's outside of my street, used their Wi-Fi and appeared on the show. I also ran downstairs and appeared in frame with him. We've got Sehar Manji accidentally talking about men in nightclubs, quote, coming in her face. We've got Connor Rose with chicken pox on his crotch. We've got Nikki Fournier talking about eating coagulated cocaine on a first date. And finally, we've got Dave Kaufman playing John Wayne Bobbitt. Remember, this is the most outrageous moment. There's a variety of others.
What was the first one again?
The first one was Leslie Beadle appearing on the show from outside my apartment in front of a McDonald's.
I'm gonna. Sid, do you have an opinion on this one?
Honestly, I love Leslie, but the McDonald's one is completely outclassed in this category. I'm hesitating between Nikki's cocaine story and the John Wayne Bobbitt fiasco.
Now, hold on, I'm getting Yep. Now I'm getting confirmation here that apparently that was not Dave playing John Wayne Bobbitt. Without my knowledge, apparently that was the real John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah. Now the question is, again, the nominees are final, so we have to put a correction here. John Wayne Bobbitt appears on At Home.
Yeah, that was that. Just remembering that story sent chills down my spine, and anyone who was there, I think that'll just take their vote. Now the real question is, are there enough people? And I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna bet on yes. So it's John Wayne Bobbitt.
Okay, we got John
Done.
Wayne Bobbitt, and then Jason, you're going with?
Well, I'm going to go with one, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm going for it.
Mhm.
I'm going for the Les Bedell McDonald's outside your apartment one, where he visited your apartment. You came out, it's all very safe, but it was in the early stages of the pandemic, and you're
Yeah, this I remember this episode very well. It happened in the month of May. This was, what are you going to do when COVID is over? How little did we know?
So I'm going to go for that one, and the reason is because it's the only one I saw.
Great. Okay, so this is why I wanted the both of you here. Now, Jason, you, as far as I know, will not be here for the awards. Sid, I know that you will not be here for the awards on Friday, correct?
Correct.
Now, I promised some surprises tonight. There are 2 surprises. Jason, I'm about to give you the first At Home award. You are about to receive a Golden James.
Oh.
But can I tell you something? You share this award with me. You and I have won the award for most depressing content when you and I did the week-long CanCon episode while we were both at true low points in life. So you and I have won most depressing moment.
Proud to share it with you. I saw it coming.
I'll say this. I was trying my hardest to say just to Jason. Just give it to Jason. The people on the inside were like, no, you were there too, and you were just as, if not more, miserable.
Well, I like that was a discussion that people had. That I wasn't miserable by myself.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone who chimed in.
Now, Sid, you saw those episodes. When me and Jason were hosting at low points of misery, did you notice something was going on?
I did not know.
Okay.
So, that's the double-edged sword of social media, is that it's very easy to pretend that things are going well when they're not. Sometimes really, really not. Yeah. And all you see is like, the PR version of everyone. So yeah, I had no idea.
Okay, so unfortunately, Jason, I brought that up. I said, I don't think people noticed. A couple people did send me messages saying, hey, are you okay? Is everything fine? When I brought this to the voting committee's attention, they said, there's no other nominees.
Yeah, I like it that way.
So you and I have won the first At Home award, an AHA. Now, Sid, I would like to announce that you have also won an award.
Nice.
You have won the first ever At Home with James Vanguard Award of Excellence.
Oh, shit.
Now, Sid, you've been here since day one, a regular contributor. You've seen him come. You've seen him go. You are now the recipient of the first ever Vanguard Award of Excellence. How does it feel?
Well, I gotta say, it feels good. I feel vindicated for a bunch of tiny little frustrations. For instance, I remember, and this is just an anecdote, but I remember back in the Instagram days, Dave merely hinted at how you were going to move to Twitch, and that night I went and I searched for At Home with James, and then I followed you on Twitch. But the show hadn't migrated yet. And then in the early days of the show, every freaking new subscriber was, hey, thanks for subscribing, XYZ. And I'm there like, Jesus Christ, I was subscribing to you since before you went public. What?
You know what,
And,
Sid,
and now
correct.
it's
You're
all
correct.
worth it.
It's all worth it. And I also have an additional announcement from this day forward, future recipients, they'll be receiving the Sid Rock Vanguard Award of Excellence.
Whoa.
Oh shit. Nice.
Oh, I can only
And-
dream of having a miserable award named after me.
And there's no doubt that Jason will win Most Depressing Content Award next year. And I'd like to think that you and I will be getting it again in tandem.
Cool.
Great. On that cool note, Sid and Jason, again, I want to thank you just for everything that you guys bring to the show. The support is great. And whether we're doing this in a year from now, in person or online, I'm excited to see what the future brings. So I just want to say thank you to both of you.
Thanks, James. It's been
buddy.
great. It's been a great year. Let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm gonna up my watches of the show in the next coming months, man.
Yeah, maybe this time next year, you'll actually be a part of the voting committee.
Sure, cool.
All right. Thanks, Sid, and thanks, Jason. That is Mr. Rock and Mr. Grimmer. We just went through just a variety of awards and nominees. It happens this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/@home with James. I hope you come back. Guys, it's going to be a loaded show. This coming Friday, we've got Sehar Manji's going to be here. Nikki Fournier is going to be here. Tommy Powell's going to be here. Dave Kaufman is going to be here. Dimitri Kyres is coming to us live from the red carpet. All of this and so very much more. Tell everyone you know we could use the viewers. Let's welcome our final guest of the evening as we begin to wrap up the 1-year anniversary celebration. He's been here just as long as I have. He's a guy who knows his way around the world of business, and that's because he is, of course, Mean Business. Mean Business, what up?
Hey James, how's it going?
Well, I'm doing very, very well tonight. Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here. Step into the meat locker.
Of course, you're coming to us from your meat locker. Now, is this part of your previously owned Cured Meat and COVID Vaccine Center?
Yeah, we're in the back of my Cured Meat COVID Vaccine Center, and this is where I like to do my business, James.
Okay, well, have you offered to keep, or rather rent out your fridges for some of the COVID vaccines that need to be kept cold at a certain temperature?
Not for free.
Oh, so you are doing it, but you're charging them a large sum.
Oh, of course, James.
All right.
We
well,
have some Pfizers and some Modernas back here, and I try out the needles on the hanging meat.
Wait, so you've been vaccinating meat?
Yeah, just see what it's like.
Wait, so you've been?
You know, everyone's making a big deal of this vaccine, so I wanted to give it a go on one of these slabs.
So you've been giving it a go. You've been testing out the vaccines on deceased animals.
That's right.
Now, how old?
Healthy as can be.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm a gentleman never tells, James.
Well, you've told us a variety of times on the show.
well,
Let's just say
I'm pushing 80.
You're pushing 80. Okay, so you've probably received your first vaccination.
I don't know, not quite.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm waiting for the science to come out on them.
Okay, so that's why you've been vaccinating your slabs of meat.
Yeah, I'm doing some at home with Mean Business science experiments to make sure that these things are safe. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what is the science and the experiments? What are the results yielding?
So far, so good. But I'm going to age this meat, and in a couple of weeks, I'll see what it's looking like.
Oh, so is your plan to vaccinate only the aged meat?
Well, I vaccinate it when it's young, and then I let it age and see what happens.
Right. Okay. So
and then I give some other of the meats placebo.
Okay. So so what you're saying is, unlike society where we have to wait for people in their 80s and 70s and 60s to receive their vaccine first, you've been vaccinating only the youngest of meat.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So there is no age limit for you.
No, not in the meat locker.
All right. So before we really get into it, it's been
age is just a number.
Age, yeah. Well, I want to get into that. You've been on the show a variety of times. You've had a number of lovers and partners. Are you seeing anyone currently?
Well, I did just get out of a reverse gangbang.
Wait, hold on. You were in a reverse gangbang?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you were on the receiving end.
I was part of the reversal.
Okay, so you were the subject.
I was part of the reversal, James. You know how a reverse gangbang works?
Well, I think I may have invented it.
I can assure you, it's been around for a while.
Let me ask a question. I'd like to imagine you were to the participants of the gangbang what the meat in your locker is to all the vaccines.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. Well, how was that for you? So you're just getting out. I like that you framed it like someone just getting out of a relationship.
Yeah, well, it took a while.
Yeah. How long did it take to get out of the gangbang? Excuse me.
Well, I don't, even though it's St. Patrick's Day, I don't like doing an Irish goodbye out of my gangbang. So I had to say bye to everybody one by one. Yeah.
Every participant got a specific goodbye.
That's right.
All right. Well, was this your first?
No, I've done it a couple of times.
A couple?
Yeah, a handful.
Right. If you had to
a
rank.
baker's dozen.
Oh, so you've had 12 reverse
13,
gangbangs?
James, is a baker's dozen.
Excuse me. Okay, so when was your first?
Well, I was a younger man back then, but
well, how young?
Gentleman never tells, James.
Okay, so you're willing to tell us you're performing science experiments on meat, and that you were in 13 reverse gangbangs, but you won't tell us how young you were during your first one.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where things that's too far.
Yeah, gentlemen. Well, you know the expression.
All right. Well, it seems like Mean Business, you have quite a potent seed. You have a variety of children.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, how many kids are you up to these days?
Well, you gain some, you lose some. It's hard. It's hard to keep track.
You've been on the show a multitude of times. It feels like the past few times, every time you come on, another one of your children has passed away.
Oh yeah, it's been a rough year. 2021's been a rough year for us all, and 2020.
Well, I was gonna say, so it's been a rough year. We're 3 months in.
Well, it doesn't take long to.
Well, so how many of your
things
kids
for a loop?
How many of your kids have passed away? I know that you lost one in a bus accident and 2 to gun violence.
Yeah. So there's been one more who's there's been one more out and 2 more in since the last time I spoke to you.
You're on the verge of your 80s. You've lost you've lost your 4th child, but you've got 2 more on the way.
Yeah, well, last reverse gangbang, I didn't use one of the vaccine needles, poked a hole in the condom I was using, and
wait, you were doing the reverse gangbang at your COVID vaccination center?
Well, I had one in my pocket.
Okay, so hold on now. Let's just really understand this. You were wearing a condom.
We want to unpack this. Okay.
You also had a needle in your pocket that pierced through your pocket, but also the condom you were wearing. Now, did you have your pants on, but the condom was on?
Well,
too?
my condom was in my pocket with the needle before I applied the condom, James. Let's keep it sensible here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was making this unsensible. So you were keeping a condom and a loose syringe in your pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
So it pierced the condom. How many you impregnated 2 people at your last?
2 people, yeah.
RGB, we'll call it.
Yeah. Named after a great former Supreme Court member.
That's RBG.
That's right.
So not named after.
Well, it's
close.
It's an acronym.
Yeah. That's true. Now, can I ask how old your last child was who passed away?
It was 35.
30. Now that's quite young. You've had younger pass away. What was the cause, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, would you believe me if I told you it was gun violence, James?
Yeah, I would. I absolutely would.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, remember that whole storming the Capitol thing?
Oh no. Wait. Your 35-year-old child was at the Capitol?
No, it was they were watching that on television when one of their guns went off by accident.
Okay. So was this your son or your daughter?
This was one of my sons.
And his name is?
Small Business the Third.
Oh, so you got 3 of them. Okay, so Small Business the Third was furiously watching insurgents storm the Capitol. Well,
he got so ticked off he tried to shoot his TV, but he missed, and a ricochet went through his head.
So what did the bullet hit?
It hit a spittoon.
So your son tried to shoot his TV. He somehow missed his TV. It hit a spittoon, and then the bullet ricocheted.
It ricocheted off a few things and then went through his head, sort of like I hate to say it, but it was kind of cartoonish.
Yeah. No wonder you hate to say it. Well, let's try to turn the mood here. You're here to talk about one of your newest business ventures, which I believe seems to be unrelated to meat. What's going on in the world of business with Mean Business?
Well, James, I don't know if you've. Well, firstly, last time I was here, I tried to purchase the show,
Right.
which we're still in the negotiations
Sure.
for.
Yeah.
But ever since then, there's been a new craze that has hit the market, and that's NFTs, James.
And for the uninformed,
NFT stands for non-fungible tokens,
which
you know
is
which is it's a cryptocurrency, so to speak.
which
Well,
is
what's a cryptocurrency?
That's
It's
right.
a currency that's sort of backed by a variety of different types of assets, but secured by a network,
okay.
like Bitcoin or Ethereum or
Right.
internet money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
NFTs are kind of going nuts right now. There's been a lot of sales for a lot of top dollars, and so I wanted to get in on the craze.
Well, can I ask you, for people who don't know, what is an example of an NFT?
So I brought a couple of examples. The number one example is Top Shots. I don't know if you've heard of this, James, but it's NBA moments that are being traded online for large sums of money. So recently, a LeBron James moment sold for $200,000. And
Right.
basically, what you do is you get a little clip, a little GIF of LeBron dunking, and costs you $200,000.
So basically, this online moment of something that happened for real is something that is tradable and sellable now, and that includes a LeBron James sports highlight.
That's correct. It's been monetized. He monetized his dunk.
Okay.
And so I believe I have an image of that.
It's available.
It's
to
on?
everyone
It's on?
Watching on Twitch right now. We got
All
a
right,
live
cool.
house.
Cool. And then the next one is CryptoPunks.
CryptoPunks? What's that?
That's it's an artist who sold a bunch of different JPEGs. You know what a JPEG is?
Sure, it's a file format.
It's a file format, and these are all selling for $40,000 plus, up to like $1 million, and they're algorithmically drawn.
Well, I really like this one. It's the second one. It's the a bald guy in a beard wearing sunglasses smoking a cigarette.
It's pretty nice, eh, James?
I'm going to take note of this. I would like for Mark Rowland to play this character moving forward. Great.
Well, James, you can own this CryptoPunk if, and all you need to do is buy $40,000 worth of Ethereum and then purchase it off of NFT platform like OpenSea.com.
Okay, so how does $40,000 convert to real life money?
It's $40,000.
So I'm going to buy $40,000 worth of internet money to buy a picture of someone that looks like Mark smoking a cigarette.
That's right, James.
It seems like a reasonable deal.
It's a great investment.
Yeah,
so the guy who bought the first one, he probably bought it for like $1,000, and then now he's selling it for $40,000.
Okay, this is very interesting. Do we have any other images?
And then this is the most recent one, which is this guy. I believe his name is Peagle or something like that. And
cool name.
Yeah, he just sold a painting of his for $69 million.
So this piece of crap was worth $69 million. Looks like a bunch of.
So basically, he's been making NFT type drawings every day, and he combined all of his drawings into one master drawing, and he sold it for $69 million.
Now, can I ask you, would you invest that type of money in this drawing?
Well, I'm not an art investor, James, but so I need to contact someone who knows a little thing or two about art. First.
Okay. So you're looking to get into the world of these NFTs.
Yeah. So and then the other thing that was sold is Jack Dorsey. You know who Jack Dorsey is?
No.
He's the CEO of Twitter. He's the founder of Twitter.
Okay.
He sold his first tweet ever for, I think the bid right now is like $2.5 million for a tweet.
This blows my mind. It almost feels like I want to get on board with this and start selling some of my own.
Oh, absolutely. These guys mean business, James.
Yeah, well, mean business means business.
Absolutely. And hopefully business is booming, because I came out with my own series of At Home with James NFTs.
Wait, so I just said I wanted to do that.
Yeah, but I'm jumping the gun here, and I'm taking over the NFT market for At Home with James.
You're taking the content from my show
That's right.
This sounds unreasonable.
Well, maybe if you give me some sweet pics of yourself, we can go in it together.
Oh, you want some sweet pics of
Yeah,
me?
I want some sweet James pics, and I'll digitize them and put them on the blockchain.
Well, how about this? How about we say no to that? And
Well,
we
let's see. Let's take a look at my products first before you say.
Oh, so you brought some of the moments.
I brought some examples. Yeah.
All right.
So I'll pull up the first one.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm waiting for it to go up. Is it up? All right. This is the At Home with James logo, I believe, and it's been digitized.
You can't even read this thing.
Exactly. That's the beauty of NFTs.
It looks like it says Saint Hope. And then it just looks like a disoriented, like a cat beneath it.
I can assure you that the smart contract on Ethereum will guarantee that it's the At Home with James logo.
And how much are you selling this for?
The first bid's going to be for something like 5 Ethereum, which goes for roughly 10 grand US right now.
Okay, so you're going to sell this unreadable At Home logo for $5,000?
Yeah, but hopefully there'll be a bidding war and I can sell it for a little bit more.
If you make $5 on this, I would be absolutely astonished.
Well, James, the transfers on Ethereum are like $200 right now, so hopefully I can clear that.
All right, so you got some more moments.
I've got a couple of moments, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is what's next up?
Great. Well, it's coming up on the screen in just a matter of moments. I can't believe what I'm seeing. The show is being monetized with internet money. Here we go.
Andy, you want to let me know which one it is?
Yeah, well, it looks like a picture of you with Bill Gates.
Oh yeah, so we all remember the one of the famous episodes of the show is the Microsoft episode.
Yeah, well, famous is putting it mildly.
So I've made a moment of the Microsoft episode, and I'm going to be selling it.
It's once again pixelated.
Yeah, well, all NFTs look like shit, James.
Oh, so that's part of it. So
part of it's looking like shit.
You're at the bottom corner. It looks like if someone were squinting, they'd say something like, "I think that's KD Lang."
Yeah, me?
Yeah, and then
that's not me, James. That's Dave Kaufman.
Right. Excuse me. Now, and above Dave would be someone. It could be David Spade.
Well, I mean, if that's going to make more money, then we can call it that. But right now, it's being marketed as the At Home with James Microsoft episode.
All right, and how much?
One of one.
How much is this going for?
I'm putting it up for 2 Ethereum.
2, and then that's worth how much?
$4 grand.
$4 grand. Okay, $4 grand for a pixelated image of Dave Kaufman in front of an image of Bill Gates.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Yeah. Let's move on to our next.
Just let me know what it is.
The one.
Yeah. The next one is one of the fave characters of the show, and I've monetized him, and it's an NFT of Jack Kaufman.
Yeah, Jack Kaufman is Dave Kaufman's 8-year-old nephew who believes that his uncle Dave has ties to Al Qaeda.
Yeah. Now this one's already been sold to an older gentleman.
Oh, really? Is he affiliated to some type of organization, maybe NAMBLA?
Actually, his username did contain the characters of NAMBLA. Okay, anyway, so regardless, he paid 10 Ethereum for it, so that's 20 grand.
Now, now I was going to ask why this one isn't pixelated, and I'm sure the user probably preferred it to not be.
Oh, it is pixelated, but the resolution is slightly higher.
Wow. Okay, so this is a problematic sale.
Well, that's the thing about crypto. A lot of the sales, you don't have to be, you can be in any country. So this one came from Thailand.
Great. How about we just move along to the next image and we'll scrub this from the episode forever.
Next one
I think we've got our nominee for most outrageous moment for next year's awards. Let's move on to the next image. This is from the Halloween special.
Oh yeah, this is just memorabilia, a little Halloween episode. Selling it for 1 ETH. No big deal.
An ETH?
Yeah, it's an Ethereum. It's what the crypto kids call Ethereum.
Okay, so yeah, what the kids call. So we've got a variety of pumpkins that were carved by Joe Conto. We have Sarah DeHay. We've got a digital one that was created by Dave Jansen, who's watching right now. We've also got a pumpkin courtesy of Kim Ho.
That's correct. And just like the Beeple one, they're all kind of mashed together. So I'm hoping that boosts the value.
Yeah, I really hope that it boosts the value.
And then so far, I haven't been able to sell this this next one.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next one here as we await. Okay, so I'm not even sure this is from the show.
No, but I have monetized your likeness, James.
You monetized my likeness from a play that I wrote and performed in from 3 years ago that is not affiliated to this show.
Yeah, that's right. But so far, there's no bidders on this one.
No bidders. You know, it was a 2-time award-winning show.
Well, maybe I'll put that in the description. But
yeah, I guess unfortunately the beard made it not good enough for the NAMBLA guy.
Yeah, probably not. But I put it up for 0.2 ETH, and so far no takers.
So I'm the cheapest of the cheap.
Yeah. Well, you gotta use the market value. You know, the market values these images to what they deem it appropriate.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. Is that all of the moments?
And then I actually just sold this one.
You sold one? Okay.
Yeah, I sold one. It came in for 20 ETH, and I'm pretty proud of this. So let's pull up the next one.
Yeah, well, so this is a image of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So you want to let me know how much of a bidding war you had for this one?
Bill Gates bought this one.
Bill Gates, the man from the picture?
Yeah, he was impressed with my business skills, and so he bought an NFT of my likeness.
Now, can I ask you a quick question, Mean Business? Are you a fan of the Rolling Stones?
The band or the magazine?
The band.
You mean with Mick Jagger?
Yeah, the one with Mick Jagger. Are you more of a fan of the magazine?
I like the magazine, but I also like the band.
All right.
I also like the band.
Okay, well, maybe we'll have to do a music night. I don't mean to take this off course, but I have just witnessed something in the chat that might win the award for best comment of all time. They have taken the lyrics from Midnight Rambler and changed it to talking about the Midnight Nambla.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey,
I'm going to monetize that comment. That's now a new NFT.
Wait, you're going to monetize coming from Colonel Manhands?
That's right. That's right, Manhands.
Wow. Colonel
Luckily, it's not Colonel Boyhands. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, let's thank God. Unless you're the Midnight Nambla.
Yeah.
I think we've got a new character for the show. Wow. Okay, that comment is unbelievable. So you really hit the jackpot with a picture of yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. Was that our last image?
That was the last image, James.
Well, let's get into the brass tacks of things. Me business, am I going to get any cut of this considering that all of it is mine? Yeah, don't think too hard.
You know what, James? I'll think about it, and maybe we can cut this into the deal when I buy the show or something like that.
Look, if it means that I'm going to get some of your make-believe cyber money, I'm willing to start negotiating hard. And
I can assure you this make-believe cyber money is worth an ungodly amount of money now.
Yeah, all right, whatever you say, Dell guy. Now, yeah. I'm willing to maybe negotiate if you want to throw in one of your injections. I'm ready. I'm ready to get poked.
All right. I'll give you one vaccine, a condom, and a couple of NFTs.
Is the condom been penetrated?
I got them both here in my pocket.
Oh, yeah. Are you also carrying needles with you right now?
Yeah, I got the vaccine. I got a condom.
How often are you accidentally injecting yourself?
Well, I'm not sure. Actually, it's a good question. I was bleeding from the leg the other day.
Yeah, I was going to say it's shocking to me that you know for certain your COVID vaccines have been poking through your condoms, but you can't feel them pricking your legs.
I hope the spermicidal jelly in the condom didn't ruin the vaccine.
Okay, so you believe that there's a potential that your vaccine has been cut with condom jelly that you've been injected with.
Yeah.
Well, how about you come back in a couple weeks and let us know if you're feeling any side effects to being injected with this super cut of the vaccine.
Oh my God, maybe I'll get superpowers.
Oh yeah, what do you think you're gonna end up with?
I don't know. Rock hard cock. Who knows?
That's your superpower.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get you on to compare with Andy and Dimitri.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Hey,
any thoughts on their penises?
They both have the confidence of a couple of construction workers. You know what I mean? A couple of guys who walk around with hammers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we let you go, would you like to talk about your member?
My swollen member, if you will.
Yeah, not to be confused with Canadian rap
Canadian
groups
rap
members.
groups, swollen members.
Yeah.
James, a gentleman never
Would you like to
tells.
talk about the size, the smell, the color?
A gentleman never tells.
Well, there's none in the room.
Oh.
Well, I guess we'll end that
Let's
there.
just see these hanging monsters behind me aren't the only meat in the room.
You know, I mean, business, a lot of people, they say that you're hard to work with. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
People
That was
say
a
you're hard
that
to
was a
work with.
that was a DB_improv whatever.
I don't know what we're talking about at this
Okay.
point, but now we're getting into this ain't a DP. This is a DC. This is a deep cut right now.
All right.
Well,
I gotta go. I got another orgy planned on my Google Cal.
2 and 1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, mean business. I want
Gonna
to
inject some cortisone before I inject the vaccine.
Yeah, we'll just make sure it's not cut with your condom jelly. Mean business. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, I suppose. Folks, that is our show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We went about an hour and 40. Still not as long as my birthday episode. Can you believe it? I was snubbed for best birthday. Is that a justifiable snub? I'm not sure. I take that back. I didn't earn that birthday nomination. And guess what? I'm not going to have a birthday episode this year because why? Really, why tempt fate more than once? If you got a burning element on a stove, you don't put your hand on there twice. Enough about burning elements. Enough about my birthday. Folks, I want to thank you once again for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're here for a long time, welcome back. And we hope to see you this Friday for the At Home Awards, now known as the Ahas, courtesy of Jason Grimmer. I want to thank Jason. I want to thank Sid Rock, Taylor McMillan, Dimitri, Kyres, Andy Assaf, Steph Mercier, Dave Kaufman, Mean Business, and everyone who really tunes into the show and who's been such a great supporter and contributor and help. I could go on for another hour just thanking everyone, but I can't do that because everyone wants to leave. Maybe finish watching the Habs game. I think they're losing. Maybe we'll turn it off. We'll go see a win. But until then, I really do appreciate all of the support that people bring. Will we be doing this in a year? I didn't think we would be doing it in a year from this time last year, but here we are. So with all of that being said, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.